Today I'm talking about release. I'm talking about that power of letting go. You may not think that letting go of something is a power, but there's actually a lot of power in letting go of that which is tripping us up. In Hebrews chapter 12, verse 1, the writer of that says, let go of the encumbrance, the weight that keeps tripping you up. Now they use a Greek word, hamartia, which is often translated as sin. It's actually an archery term of missing the mark. If you've ever had participated in archery, if you miss the mark a little bit, it doesn't make you bad. It just means you need to correct your aim. So what is it that's tripping us up? What is it that we need to let go of? Is it resentment? Is it beliefs that we have about ourselves? Is it a belief that the world is somehow against us? What is it that is tripping us up? Think about it. Is there something in your life that continues to sabotage your life? Is there something that seems to fight against you? And do you recognize that you are the one holding on to the beliefs and the story that keeps tripping you up? You are the one who holds the key to unlock this. I used to water ski a lot. I learned to water ski, in several places. California and in Kansas. And Kansas is a real fun place to learn to water ski. Sometimes people here will say, oh, it's so windy out today. And it's because there's like a 15-mile-an-hour wind or something. In Wichita, we call that a light breeze. 40 or 45 miles an hour is more like it, So I would play tennis in 40-mile-an-hour winds. I would play golf in 40-mile-an-hour winds. And I would water ski in 40-mile-an-hour winds. And that meant water skiing on waves. And, at first it used to trip me up. And it used to bother me. And I had some friends water skiing with me, and they're like, what's wrong with you? Have you never water skied before? And I said, well, there's so many waves out here. They said, don't you know how to jump them? I'm like, okay. I no longer saw it as an obstacle, but a joy, and learned to jump waves, water skiing. Now, we would tell people when we would water ski, if you fall, let go of the rope. How many people here have ever water skied? How many people have fallen and held on to the rope? All right, there's several of you. And it's kind of scary, because you see this person fall, and pretty soon they're under the water, but you see this kind of wave-like thing, and they're under the water getting the greatest shower of their life, and you wonder if they're going to survive. And I'm telling the person driving the boat, stop the boat, stop the boat. They're still holding on to the rope. Why do we hold on to that which pulls us under? Why do we hold on to that which sucks us down? Why do we hold on to that which sucks our energy? If you find that there are things in your life that you're holding on to that pull you down, that are energy drains, that suck you down, ask yourself, why am I holding on to this? I remember talking with one person I love very much. She has now passed from this life. And she said, well, I'm not going to let go of what that, and this is a G-rated service, so I won't say what she said, but I'm not going to let go of what that person did to me. He doesn't deserve to be forgiven. He doesn't deserve to have that let go. I'm like, yeah, I hear what you mean. That really is serious. what happened in your life. What that person did is really bad. And tell me, how is it helping for you to continue to carry that with you? Is that working for you to carry the resentment? Thank you. No. And as some of you have heard, holding on to resentment is like drinking poison and expecting the other person to die. Why are we holding on to that? What do we get out of it? Well, maybe we want to be the martyr. Maybe we want people to feel sorry for us. Maybe we want an excuse for not doing something different in our lives. And maybe we've become so attached to that story that we don't know who we are without it, so we cling on to it. Some people hold on to the hell they know rather than releasing it to be what God has called them to be because it's unknown. They don't know what that would be like. What would it be like to live in freedom? Scary? Wow, freedom? Nothing to hold me back? None of those messages from my childhood? Some of us have some of those beliefs that have operated in our lives, like, I'm not good enough. I don't matter. What I think or what I say isn't valuable. Nobody cares about me. Some of us grew up with these beliefs, and we formed those beliefs very early in life based on experiences that happened, And I remember Mrs. Hunt shaking me, veins standing out. There's veins right here in the forehead, and these standing out. I can see her reddish purple shaking me in front of the entire class, screaming in my face, "What is wrong with you?" And I thought, wow, I don't know. But to completely derail this adult, it must be something bad. And it began to form, and there were a whole lot of other experiences. It wasn't just that one experience, but I began forming these beliefs that there's something wrong with me. There's something incompetent or inept about me. And this is what we mean when we're talking about shadow beliefs. Those of us who've taken the quantum living process, or those of you who have not yet taken it, we certainly encourage it, and we will have one coming up soon. Margie and Thomas, right? Because I would like to encourage all of us to take that. But we first identify and acknowledge and embrace even these beliefs that we formed based on these experiences that we had. We see it. And at least myself, I have a dialogue with little Timmy. And it's, Timmy, you're all right. I love you. I know everyone thinks you're a mess, and you think you're a mess. But I know the truth of you. I know that you are God's stuff. You are pure light. You are here to touch people's lives, and they can't see it yet, but I see it. That's what the quantum living process does with us. Helps us to come into ownership of who we're really here to be. Gives me chills. Chicken skin, we call it here. Wow. to realize that I'm here to be that presence of God. I'm here to be the one. I'm here to be the light. Again, Jesus in Matthew chapter 5 said, you are the light of the world. Don't hide it under a bushel basket. The bushel basket are our shadow beliefs. We're not enough, so I'm not going to shine my light. I'm not going to step out. I'm not going to be different. I'm not going to be who I really am, because somehow it's not going to be accepted. But do you realize that no one that's made history played it safe or played it small? They stepped into the light. They stepped into their light. They became the light. They were not afraid to be that light. You are called to be that. So it's so important to let go of some of these stories and beliefs that we've told about ourselves. Now, we can change the story. And in the quantum living process, we learn how to change the story. And the mind is like, oh, okay, there's a different way to look at what happened. There's a different way for me to be with this. 8 years ago, I think, Lucia and I went on I've been to India on 2 extended pilgrimages. This was the first one where Lucia and I went together. And we went with 54 unity leaders and CSL leaders, like religious science leaders. And we all went to South India, and we engaged in these spiritual practices and went to one of the largest temples in India that's all built on the concept of sacred geometry. And they had us up there, and you remember this, Lucia, as we were chanting over and over and over. And this is a translation from Sanskrit. The Sanskrit is Sat Chit Ananda, and it means I am existence, consciousness, and bliss. I am existence, consciousness, and bliss. And they had us say it over and over, faster and faster. I am existence, consciousness, and bliss. Let's say it together. I am existence, consciousness, and bliss. Again, I am existence, consciousness, and bliss. And as we said it over and over and over, I'm like, whoa, something's happening. I'm not sure what. I'm just going to sit here. And they did what's called a diksha. They did this blessing that they did with each one of us. And it was supposed to cleanse our mind of some of the stories, some of the attachments, some of the false shadow beliefs that we had about ourselves. A little different process. And, I thought, wow, that was sure an interesting experience. I'm not sure that much took place, but that was really cool. We stepped outside of the temple. This may be hard to believe, but my mind was blank, is completely wiped clean. I was only existence, consciousness, and bliss. I didn't have any stories. It's interesting to know who you are if you don't have any stories. It's like, wow, this temple is white. I didn't drink anything. They didn't give me any substances. Wow, this temple's white. I never noticed how white this temple is. Whoa, look at all these trees. And I'm just standing there staring at the trees, and other people are filing out, looking at me. I was just experiencing pure presence, being pure presence. Wow. Who are you without your stories of being a victim? Who are you without your stories of being powerless, of someone else controlling you? Who are you if you let go of the stuff that you think is controlling you? Because recognize you're the one holding on to it. Just like the person who fell water skiing. You're the one holding on to the rope, being pulled under. Yeah, we'll circle back around and say, you can let go of the rope now. It's your choice. How do you want to live? Do you wish to live in freedom? Or do you wish to live in enslavement? What'd she say? Freedom. You are so right on. What is the name of this lovely being? Elizabeth. Thank you for helping me this morning. She is so spot on. We are here to be that light. We are here to be that presence. And the power of this month of November is the power of release, sometimes called elimination, sometimes called renunciation. It's the power of release, of letting go. There's great power in letting go of that which wishes to pull you under. There is great power in letting go of those shadow beliefs that continue to play in your mind like a virus on the computer, slowing you down and keeping you from living your God life. The class I'm going to be teaching starting this Tuesday night at 6 o'clock for 4 Tuesday nights, there's a sign up out here and there's a sign up online, is going to be about really experiencing who we really are and who we're really here to be. Of releasing those false beliefs so that we can fully be the presence of God that we are called to be. Wow. It's an experiential class. Yeah, it's based on a book. We're going to be using a book. Those of you who are signing up and have the book, I strongly encourage you to read at least the first, read chapters 2 and 3, and have these questions in mind. Who is God and who am I? Who is God and who am I? That's going to be the primary focus of these classes. So I invite you to join me in those classes if you're new to Unity or you've been in Unity a while. It's for both, and it's going to be live, not online, live right here. Judy, are there any books available? I have one that I can loan you or sell you, but otherwise you can download it online. I now order electronic books like to my computer, or you can download it to your phone or your Kindle or your Nook, if you have a Nook, whatever. So, hey, we'll hook you up. If you need us to help you order one, we'll do that. Because this spiritual community exists to help you to transform your life. That's what we're about. And if anything doesn't have to do with transformation of our lives, then we need to get rid of it. If anything doesn't have anything to do with inspiring others to make a positive difference in our world, we need to get rid of it. That is our mission. That is what we are about. We are here to be that presence of God. So you can let go. Woo! And be that presence of God in action. Thank you. So I invite you for our meditation. If you wish to relax your gaze or close your eyes, whatever helps you to be comfortable and centered. Just take a deep breath and know in this moment that where I am, where you are, God is. That there is no spot where God is not. That all the presence, all the power that God is here and right now. There's only one power and one presence, and that presence chooses to live as us, as our life experiences, and we see the presence of God in all things as we go into a minute of silence.